Good morning, everyone. For today's last episode of Deep Roots, I want to talk about probably the deepest roots and the most important conviction we need to have, which is heaven. It's why we do what we do, and yet it's probably the thing we think about the least. And yet, I believe the scriptures don't give us a blueprint of what heaven's going to be like. I think they give us a symbolic expectation of excitement of what is ahead in the book of Revelation. But I think the whole point is that heaven, it's not about what's there, but who's there. And that's God. In Hebrews chapter 11, the Bible talks about Abraham, who was a hero of faith. And it goes on to talk about Isaac and Jacob and Joseph and Moses and all these incredible heroes in the faith. But it says in verse 13, all these people were still living by faith when they died. They did not receive the things promised. They only saw them and welcomed them from a distance, admitting that they were foreigners and strangers on earth. People who say such things show that they are looking for a country of their own. If they had been thinking of the country they had left, they would have had an opportunity to return. Instead, they were longing for a better country, a heavenly one. Therefore, God is not ashamed to be called their God, for he has prepared a city for them. Verse 39, the chapter ends out saying, these were all commended for their faith, yet none of them received what had been promised, since God had planned something better for us, so that only together with us would they be made perfect. It's all about heaven. Everything we do as disciples is about getting to heaven. And like the heroes in the faith, we read about Moses and David and Abraham and Jacob and Paul and all these figures, and we're so inspired by them, by their faith. But you know what motivated them? They wanted to spend eternity with God. And so they were willing to say no to the temptations and desires of this world. They were willing to persevere through the disappointments and the discouragement that life is going to have, because they were looking for a better home. They were longing. They understood that they were strangers in this world, that they're foreigners in this world. Brothers and sisters, let's make sure that we have deep roots and that we understand that we didn't become a disciple because we don't want to go to hell. We became disciples because we want to go to heaven, and we want to spend eternity with a God who loves us more than we could ever imagine. And so no matter where we are today or no matter where we are in the future, let's develop deep roots so that our longing for heaven will enable us to persevere and overcome any and every trial and challenge till we all get to heaven. I love you all. God bless. Let's glorify him.